Hey everyone, Mark here with Amplified Training, and in today's video I'm going to show you 3 different ways to train 3 times a week. And before we dive into today's topic, I want to thank everyone for submitting their questions. The best questions are ones I will try to turn into YouTube videos down the road. Catch me over on Instagram as amplified.training and DM me for one-to-one coaching. The odds are good. I'd love to work with you. With that being said, let's dive into it. 3 times a week training. This is great for those of us who want a more convenient training schedule. Maybe we don't have the ability or desire to schedule our lives around the gym, and our lives outside of the gym have to take priority, so it creates that ability to be more consistent. The reality is, if you live a high-stress life, something to think about is training is stress at day's end. While it can be a nice mental reprieve from the day-to-day grind of life, at day's end, training stress puts stress on your body, and your recovery is a finite resource. Too much stress limits your ability to recover, and a 3-day training week is a great option for those of you who do have a lot of life stress. Additionally, by reducing your life stress, that opens up more avenues for doing things such as your cardiovascular conditioning, which will help with your recovery in the long term. Again, I'm just a really big fan of 3-day-a-week training. And when it comes to 3 days a week training, you're going to find there are 3 main splits to talk about. First one is full body, 3 times a week. This is my personal favorite if you are on a somewhat inconsistent schedule. So let's say maybe you have a week where you can only do 2 days. Well, because it's full body all 3 days or 2 days, in this case, you still hit every muscle group at least twice in a week, which is great for continuing to drive progress amid those busy times. Additionally, if you are someone who isn't recovering as well due to external factors, you don't need to bury yourself as much in every single workout because each session has slightly higher muscle frequency thanks to that full body. The second one is a lower, upper, and full body split. Now this one I think is better if you are on a more consistent schedule. I like this a lot if you are more focused in on pure strength development. In my opinion, it's a better split for people who are a little more dialed in and a little more regimented. And it also opens up some unique opportunities with your training, such as in my upcoming program, West Side for Chubby Bastards, which is a 3 times a week conjugate split. And then your third common option for 3 times a week training is push-pull legs. So this would be something like bench day on day 1. Second day, you're going to be doing a lot of lat and back work, maybe some deads, and then legs on the third day. I'm not going to be talking about that split in this video. However, my program Basic Bro Amplified is a legs, push, and pull split. So it uses that same format, but better aligned for better recovery, better survivability. Separating squats and deads by a few more days if you are only training 3 days a week is a great way to improve survivability. Regardless of which way you crack it, 3 days a week of training is a great way to do exactly that, improve survivability and improve consistency. The best program is the one you're going to stick to and relentlessly attack progress on. The first program we're going to be going over is 3 days a week, full body conditioning emphasis. This is going to be a really great way to train for quite a variety of people. If you are someone who is looking to focus a bit more on body composition, fat loss, improve your aerobic capacity, this is a very survivable program and allows for a bit of fun too. This is also great if you have a somewhat inconsistent weekly schedule. In the event that you do have to miss a day, you still wind up hitting most everything 2 times a week. So that's really good for those of us who are on a time crunch or we find life tends to get in the way of the gym. This program is somewhat CrossFit adjacent. I like using kettlebells for Olympic lifts in the finishing and conditioning side of things. Reason being, kettlebells have much lower skill demand than the barbell. They're easy to cycle the reps through. They just work better for general population while letting us get the key benefit of those high rep cyclical work, which is ramping up that heart rate as well as getting a good little pump in the muscles as well. The finishers, speaking of, they're there to help facilitate a little bit additional conditioning work. They'll help a bit with fat loss, but at day's end, it's sort of a nice little dopamine hit to make the workout more enjoyable at day's end. You're sweating, you're feeling good, your lungs are on fire, your muscles are pumped up and burning a little bit. Just a nice way to top off a workout. Now, if you look at the weekly schedule, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The idea here is it's a Monday to Friday work week, and you have weekends off to enjoy with your friends and family, hang out, or maybe do a little additional cardio. On the 2 and 4 or Tuesday, Thursday in this hypothetical training week, you'd want to be doing some zone 2 cardio cyclical work, cardiovascular conditioning. I'm not going to dive too deep into that on this video. However, if you check out my free ebook, Pulse Core, I talk a bit more about it. As well, I've got some other resources available. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the training week itself proper. You're going to start off with a squat of choice. This could be the barbell back squat, the front squat, Smith machine squats, goblet 1 and 1/2 squats, whatever you like. 4 sets of 6 to 8. And your progression indicator here is when you hit 8 across all 4 sets, go heavier next time. Then you're going to do a pairing. of either lat pull-downs or pull-ups, and then a seated dumbbell shoulder press. Now for the lat pull-down or pull-ups, it's 3 sets of 8 to 12, and then for the seated dumbbell shoulder press, 3 sets of 12 to 15. So you'll just do those 2 movements back and forth, and then after that, your conditioning series, you're going to go 21, 15, 9 of each. Air bike calories, tricep press downs, and face pulls. So that's 21 air bike calories, 21 press downs, 21 face pulls. Then 15 of that series, and then 9 of that series. Very quick, very efficient workout. Then, day 2 of your lifting, day 3 in the work week, you have your bench press of choice. So again, this could be the barbell bench press, dumbbell bench press, it could be dips, it could be a machine chest press, whatever you like, for 4 sets of 6 to 8. Again, once you hit 8 across all 4 sets, go heavier. Then we're going to do a pairing of a dumbbell row for 3 sets of 10 to 12, and then the dumbbell split squat, or it could be a lunge of choice, for 3 sets of 8 to 10. Then after that, you're going to go into your conditioning series. It's going to be 15 minutes, and you're just going to do as many rounds as possible. On each side, so one-armed, you're going to do 8 kettlebell swings, 8 kettlebell clean and press, and then 8 kettlebell front squat. So the kettlebell front squat just means you have the kettlebell racked on one arm, you do your 8 squats, then you'd switch and do it on the other side, as opposed to holding it with both hands, which is a goblet squat. So once you do your 8s with the kettlebell, you're going to hop on your rower, knock out 200 meters. And just repeat that whole series, the kettlebells plus the 200 meters, 15 minutes, as many rounds as you can. Then your third day of lifting, or day 5 in your week, it'll start with Romanian deadlifts for 4 sets of 6 to 10. We're going slightly higher reps here just to reduce the load. And again, 10 reps across 4 sets, go heavier next time. Then you'll do a pairing of a dumbbell overhead tricep extension and dumbbell curls, 3 sets of 12 to 15 for both movements. Then you'll top off here with your conditioning series. It's going to be a 15-minute, every minute on the minute. So in minute 1, you're going to do 8 to 12 leg raises. Minute 2, you're going to do 10 double kettlebell cleans, and then in minute 3, you'll do 10 calories on a ski erg. And if you don't have access to a ski erg, this could be an air bike, it could be a rower, any similar cyclical cardio piece. And the idea here is however long it takes you in that minute to work, you take the remainder of that minute as rest. So let's say it takes you 20 seconds to knock out those leg raises, you get 40 seconds rest, and so on and so forth. You can't get ahead, you can only fall behind with an EMOM. You'd wind up doing each movement 5 times through, because there's 3 of them, 3 times 5 is 15. And again, this is just how you would train for a sample week with a conditioning emphasis. You get your basic strength work done early in the session, and then you top off with a nice little long and muscle-burning finisher to wrap up the week. And week to week, the idea here is you'd either try to go heavier on your conditioning series or try to get it done faster depending on whether it's a max rounds or a 4-time situation. So for example, on the middle of the week kettlebell series, you might just try to go heavier since it's 15 minutes for max rounds, or you try to get more rounds in. Either way, just making sure you have some sort of progression week to week, whether it be weight, reps, or total density of work performed. That's how you continue to get stronger and improve conditioning. This is probably the program most of you have been waiting for. This is the 3 times a week full body power building emphasis. This is going to be awesome for those of us who are trying to gain size and gain strength. I designed this for people who like to push heavier weights as well as get a really good pump. So it's a comprehensive way of training. Really fun, honestly, overall. It's going to have a more rigid training schedule. You really want to try and adhere to the 3 days a week just due to how the volume is spread out. Speaking of volume, the volume might be a little lower than you're going to see in a lot of power building programs. That's by design because we're using some higher intensity methods to keep the workouts more efficient. Plus there's use of free weights as well as machines. And then last but not least, the workouts end with pump finishers, which are great for grabbing that post-workout selfie. Because honestly, if you got a good pump, you're feeling good, you're looking good, why not? You're training to enjoy this thing, right? So with just like the other workout, it's 3 days a week. I think that Monday to Friday timeline, get your cardio in, etc., etc. Day 1, you'll do your shoulder press of choice. This could be something like a Smith machine shoulder press, seated dumbbell shoulder press, standing barbell shoulder press, whatever you like. You're going to work up to a heavy top set of 4 to 6 reps. And then after that, you're going to do 2 back off sets of 10 to 15 reps at 75% of your top set. So let's say you do 100 pounds for a set of 6. You would then drop down to 75 for 2 sets of 10 to 15. Your progression indicator here is when you top out the reps on the first set, because those 2 back off sets are just there to add volume as well as top off the day there. Between each set of that, you'll do pull-ups or a lat pull-down, whatever you like. But we're just going to assume pull-ups here. 3 sets to failure or 10 to 15 lat pull-downs. Then after that is a Bulgarian split squat, 2 sets of 8 to 10. And then your pump finisher, you're going to go 25, 15, 10, working up in weight every time of lateral raises. band pull-aparts, and push-ups. So 25 lateral raises, 25 push-ups, 25 band pull-aparts, then 15 lateral raises at a slightly heavier weight, 15 push-ups, not necessarily heavier unless you have a way of doing that, and then 15 band pull-aparts with a more tense band, or just thinking pausing the reps to increase tension that way. Then 10s across the board. Then what you're going to do, this is where it gets fun, you'll go back down the other way. So repeating the same weight you just did for those heavier lateral raises, you'll do 10 again, 10 push-ups, 10 band pull-aparts, then 15s with the slightly lighter dumbbells, and then 25 for the whole series there. So you are going to have one hell of a pump in the upper back, chest, and triceps. Then middle of the week here, Wednesday. This is probably going to be one of the more difficult days. You're going to start with leg curls. The reason why we're starting with leg curls is we do those before the squats. I just find that it helps the knees feel good, especially if you are someone who tends to push heavier weights. Stole that trick from John Meadows. Definitely worth stealing and keeping his name alive. He's one of the best, one of the GOATs. So, and then after the leg curls, we go into 1 1/2 squats. That's where you go all the way down, halfway up, back down, all the way up. You can do these with a barbell. You can do these on a Smith machine. You could even do this with a leg press if you don't have access to it. 3 sets of 6 to 8. And remember, down, half, down, up. That's 1 rep. Then 3 rounds of 12 to 15 back extensions. Then you've got a pump finisher, 21, 18, 15, 12, 9 each of plate front raises where you hold a weight plate and you're going to do a full range front raise all the way up with a little shrug over the top. Tricep press downs and then your curl of choice. 21 of everything, 18, so on and so forth. Arms and delts, again, really pumped up. Then after that, Friday, last day of the week, this is where I let you bench press because bench pressing on a Monday is a recipe for disaster. And if I had some other stuff like legs on your third day, you'd probably just skip them. So you get to start off with bench press. This is your reward. And you're going to do 2 rest pause sets. So how that works is you'll take a weight out, something you should be able to hit for a comfortable set of 10 to 12. And then you want to rack it, rest for 20 seconds, take it out, max reps, rack it, rest for 20 seconds, rep it out, rack it. Then after that, you'll drop the weight 20% and rinse and repeat that process. That first set of the first go around, you should be getting at least 8 reps. So let's say you go 8, 6, 4, you're good. But if you're only getting 7 in that first round, you should probably consider going a little lighter next training week. And then after that drop, right, it's gonna get lighter. You're gonna be able to do more reps. So to explain that a little better, let's say set 1, it's 100 pounds and you go 10, 4, 1 with your 20-second rest. Great. Next week, you probably bump it up to 110. And after your 100-pound set, you drop it down to 80. Then you'd rep it out. Let's say you go 12, 6, 4. The second set, again, it's just volumizing. We use that first set as your progression indicator. Then after that, we'll do Romanian deadlifts plus shrugs. The Romanian deads, you're going to do a set of 8 to 10, and the shrugs for max safe reps. So strap up here, and I recommend using a trap bar just to help really focus on a deeper set hinge. It'll help you focus in more on your glutes and hams as well, because again, this is more about muscle building than strength in the sense of building a 1 rep max barbell deadlift off the floor. Then you'll go into lat pull downs. I love doing vertical pulls after squatting or deadlifting to help stretch out the low back, helps with recovery. And you're going to hit a heavy set of 12 to 20. And then you're going to do 2 myo match sets. So let's say I get 100 for 20 on my first set. Set 2, that myo match set, let's say I go 12, then I might rest for 20 seconds, then I get 5, rest for 20 seconds, then I get 3. Then the next time I might go 10, 4, 3, 2. On neither one of those did I match the initial 20. So I should not increase weight. You want to match your initial set output using 3 or fewer clusters on the back offsets. Then after that, your pump finisher, 40, 30, 20, 10 each of tricep press downs, an ab wheel or a crunch or a band pull apart. That extra upper back work, you'll notice that there's quite a bit of it throughout this program, is just going to be good for your shoulder health, and it kind of creates that big yoked appearance. So that is the 3 days a week, full body power building emphasis program. No doubt this will probably be the most popular one out of this video. Hopefully you are still there with me. We got one left here, 3 times a week conjugate. Also a preview of Westside for chubby bastards. This one is going to be a blend of power building and conditioning. Again, great for those who love pushing heavier weights. This is going to have the most rigid training week compared to the other 2 because it's not full body every single day. So if you can only do 2 days a week, you might have a bit of trouble getting this one to work. The programming is designed for strength athletes in a fat loss or conditioning emphasis phase, or for those of us who want to retain our strength while pushing our conditioning as best we can. There's extensive use of both free weights and machines here, and it uses a 5-week wave approach. I'm not going to dive too deep into that on this video. Westside for Chubby Bastards is going to have its own entire video explaining the program more in depth. But again, this is a great example of how you might set up a 3-day conjugate split. So day 1, you're going to go for your max effort squat across a 5-week wave. So it'd be a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1 rep max, depending on what week you're in. Then after that, you have a circuit where you'll start a set of a movement at the top of every 75 seconds working through. The first movement is a combination of rows and shrugs. So if you've been on my channel, you'll see I actually had a superset that I really like, which is the seal row plus Kelso shrugs. You want to go 6 to 8 on the row and then 12 to 15 on the shrugs. This could be a T-bar as well, whatever works for you. Then the next 75 seconds, it's going to be 6 to 8 Bulgarian split squats each leg or reverse lunges, whatever single leg movement works best for you. Then in the next 75 seconds, 12 to 15 leg raises. And then the last 75 seconds, you're going to go for a 12-calorie sprint on the air bike. Again, however long it takes you to do your set, you use the remainder of that 75 seconds to rest. You would do this 4 times through. So you'd go row shrug, split squats, leg raises, air bike. Do it again, do it again, do it again, 4 times through. That's day 1. Now day 2, this is our max effort upper body day. You'd have your bench press of choice where it goes 10, 8, 6, 5, 3, depending on what week you're in. We'd go a little higher reps on upper body to help preserve muscle mass. And then after that, we'd move into a supplemental shoulder press of choice. So this could be machine, dumbbells, or even a barbell shoulder press, depending on what you like, where you would hit a heavy set of 5 to 8, drop it 20% for one more set of 10 to 15 reps. Your progression indicator here is that top set. When you reach 8, you would add weight. Then after that, you do a superset of front and side delt raises, 3 sets of 12 to 20 each. Then a tertiary press of choice. So this is something where you'd want to do something such as body weight dips or a machine press. And you'd hit a heavy set of 5 to 8, and then 2 sets of 15 to 20 thereafter, dropping approximately 30%. Or if you're using dips, you would just drop down to body weight. Then after that, tricep press downs, and we're going to use the rest pause method here. And in that first little cluster on the first round, you want to make sure you're getting at least 12 reps. So let's say you go 12, 6, 4, you're good to go. Drop the load 20% and rest and repeat that 3 cluster rest pause. Now, the third day, this is our full body day. You're going to have a bench developmental wave, so this could be something like 4 sets of 10 in week 1, then 5 sets of 8 in week 2. But again, we'll dive into that a little bit further, or you might be using something such as a 9x3, 8x3, 7x3 wave on your bench press. Just whatever general set rep scheme you use for your bench across a 5-week progression. Then you'd go deadlifts after that. Then 4 times through every 75 seconds, just like we did on day 1, we'd use skull crushes for 8 to 12, a lat pull down or chin up for 8 to 12, ab wheel for 8 to 12, and then a curl of choice for 8 to 12. Again, we use the vertical pull here after our deadlifts to help relax the low back, just help us feel a little bit better and recover. And then we're also making sure to hit the arms with a lot more intensity and frequency, because when you are in a weight cut, I personally find a little extra emphasis on the upper body is a great way to retain the strength and muscularity in that section. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you found something useful. If you have any questions about how to run these programs, feel free to hit me up in the comments section. Again, find me on Instagram as well as amplified.training. Odds are good, I'd love to work with you. And until next time, stay safe, keep pushing hard, and I'll see you in the next video.